This is Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. I'm Pio Ontiveros. Tonight on the program, two surveys on the popularity of President Duterte show stark differences. Poll experts explain what the numbers really mean. The consultative committee in the House of Representatives proposing changes to the Constitution, but they have different ideas on the amendments. And this year's Emmy nominations make history. Find out how. The latest Pulse Asia survey shows President Duterte still enjoys the approval and trust of a majority of Filipinos. This is contrary to a recent social weather station survey where the president's satisfaction rating fell to its lowest point so far. Our senior correspondent, Cecil Lardizabal, gives us an overview.
President Rodrigo Duterte obtained an 88% approval rating in the recent Pulse Asia survey. That's 8% up from the first quarter survey. The same survey shows the president notching plus 9 points in his trust rating. The Pulse Asia survey shows a marked discrepancy to that of the latest social weather station's results that saw the president's net satisfaction score dipping to a new personal low of plus 45.
The difference, I think, could be explained first by the difference in the survey period.
The Pulse Asia survey was conducted from June 15 to 21 this year, while the SWS survey was done from June 27 to 30, 2018.
Pagtaas ng presyo at iba pang mga kahirapan sa ekonomiya natin. Pangalawa, yung stupid God. Hindi naging factor tingin ko doon sa Pulse Asia. Doon sa SWS, naging factor na yan.
A view that Pulse Asia shares.
Sa aking tingin, ang crucial difference ng resulta namin ay dahil ang Pulse Asia nag-conduct ng survey before the blasphemy was uttered. Ang SWS nag-conduct ng survey after the blasphemy was uttered.
Professor Mendoza shares more views on the huge difference between the two survey firms' results.
The terminology itself. Kasi ang ginamit ng Pulse Asia ay trust rating, pagtitiwala. Samantalang ang ginamit na lingwahe ng SWS ay satisfaction, kontento ka ba?
Mendoza also thinks some questions are vague. For instance, this question does not allow the respondent to explain his chosen response.
Masesettle sana ang ating mga pagtatanong dito kung itong dalawang survey agency, tinatanong nila kung bakit. Halimbawa, bakit ka satisfied? Hindi na ginagawa eh.
Even public discontent about the effects of the train law didn't pull down the president's performance scores.
Ang train law hindi nakaka-apekto ng pagtingin ng taong bayan sa Pangulo, pero siguro nakaka-apekto to sa pagtingin nila sa gobyerno with regards to other members of government or cabinet.
The next Pulse Asia survey period will be on September. Cecil Lardizabal, CNN Philippines.
Former Senate President Juan Ponce Enrile generally satisfied with President Duterte's performance. He agrees with the administration's policies on China, crime, and the economy. In a chance interview after attending a hearing at the Sandigan Bayan, the former senator says Duterte's friendly approach to China is better than provoking the Asian giant.
At least they're talking to us. The moment they ignore us, that is when we should worry. They have aircraft carriers, what do we have? Compete. They have submarines, they have missiles, what do we have? Quitis.
When it comes to crime, Enrile approves of the tougher stance on enforcing laws, but in the rising prices of goods, Enrile says that is beyond the president's control. As for Ombudsman Conchita Capio Morales, who retires 2 weeks from now, Enrile says there are no hard feelings, even if she brought plunder and graft charges against him in a pork barrel scam case. When asked for a message to the Ombudsman, who retires on July 25th, Enrile had this to say.
I wish her good luck.
The 94-year-old former senator was at the Sandigan Bayan for a pre-trial hearing on his plunder case, but this was cancelled as both the prosecution and defense still have to finish marking their evidence. Enrile is accused of pocketing millions of pesos by diverting public funds to bogus non-government organizations owned by businesswoman Janet Lim Napoles. Well, let's go back to performance and trust ratings of other government officials. The performance scores of 3 others are up in the second quarter. Data showing Vice President Leni Robredo's rating went up 7 points to 62%. Former Senate President Cojo Pimentel picked up 11 points and got a 72% approval rating. House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez saw a 6-point increase. Ousted Chief Justice Maria Lourdes Sereno was not included in the poll. Pulse Asia explains this is because Sereno went on indefinite leave earlier this year. Meantime, trust ratings for Robredo, Pimentel, and Alvarez also up in the second quarter. Pimentel saw the highest increase, going up 11 points to end at 64%. The ousted Chief Justice was included in this poll. Sereno lost 3 points, receiving a 19% trust rating from respondents. A number of netizens celebrating the president's high approval ratings, others casting doubt on the vice president's scores. At Tenku Ken finds Robredo's 62% approval rating dubious. He says Pulse Asia's sample size seems rather small. This word user goes so far as to say Robredo's numbers are fictitious. Randy Lacerona tells people not to compare the trust they have for President Duterte with that for Vice President Robredo. This netizen notes the difference of the Pulse Asia and SWS surveys on Mr. Duterte's numbers, and she says, quote, tila manufactured yung 11-point drop in time for the SONA, unquote. Another netizen says she's confused and asks who is more credible, SWS or Pulse Asia. And Facebook user Jay asks how the surveys are done, saying he's never been asked to participate in any survey. Sandra Santos Trillanes is also casting doubt on the Pulse Asia results. He says the firm made a sampling design error and says the poll is invalid. We appreciate all your online comments on our top stories tonight. Keep them coming to our pages at CNN Philippines. We're also live right now on Facebook. Moving on to other stories, the Supreme Court, sitting as the Presidential Electoral Tribunal, denies an urgent motion of former Senator Bongbong Marcos to investigate an alleged questionable swimming party of some of its employees with Vice President Leni Robredo's ballot revisor in Pansol, Laguna. This comes in the wake of an election protest on the vice presidential race. Marcos had asked the tribunal to look into what he said was an alleged fraternizing between Robredo's revisor and court staff conducting the election recount. He said the pet revisors might have been infiltrated or influenced. But in a resolution, the tribunal says it has already conducted and finished its own probe on the issue. In a statement, Marcos spokesman Vic Rodriguez says they're completely surprised and shocked by the resolution. Rodriguez says they have the right to know when the investigation began, who conducted it, and the findings and penalties meted out for the violations, if any. Thank yous and congratulations continue to pour in for rescuers and volunteers who took part in the incredible cave rescue in Thailand. Yesterday, members of the Thai Navy SEAL received a hero's welcome at a military base. They were among those who saved the lives of 12 young boys and their football coach, trapped for 2 weeks deep inside a flooded cave in the northern city of Chiang Rai. But no one is more grateful for the efforts of these men than the families of the boys. Here they are, seen thanking the divers with hugs in a newly released video. But it's not just the rescuers who are being hailed heroes. One of the rescued boys also receiving praise for the special role he played as a translator. CNN's David McKenzie tells us more.
You are very strong.
For days, they had no food, were in total darkness. When the British rescue diver finally discovered the boys...
How many of you? 13. Brilliant.
A clear, confident voice, acting as a translator from Thai to English.
I know, I understand. We come. Okay, we come.
That young voice is from 14-year-old migrant Adun Samon, a star player of the Wild Boar soccer team. Adun's teacher believes that he played a key role. He helped save those boys, he says. At Wiang Pan School, they put up Adun's soccer trophies and image as a kind of shrine, praying he would return. When he is at school, he's a good kid, he says. Such a happy kid. But Adun didn't come from a happy place. He was born in Myanmar's border regions, infamous for militant insurgencies and drug trafficking rings. The border to Myanmar is right over there, right in the center of town. And like many people here, Adan had to flee as a child to seek refuge in Thailand. His parents brought Adun to a church mission when he wasn't much older than these migrant children. In a country where migrants are sometimes shunned, Adun thrived. With a near-perfect GPA, his Thai teachers call him a champion. His Thai best friend says he can't wait to play football again with Adun and give him a hug. I think Adun is a hero, he says. He helped get everyone out of that cave. The extraordinary international effort to rescue the boys brought together military specialists and dive experts from across the world. And putting their prejudices aside, helped unify a country. David Mackenzie, CNN, Northern Thailand.
With more details coming out about the incredible rescue operation, CNN Philippines went on the record to ask what can Filipinos and the government learn from that feat. Rescue diver and Congressman Rufy Biazon and retired Police General Deputy Director General Benjamin Magalong weigh in. Magalong and Biazon say there are 4 essentials in managing any incident, what's called the 4 C's: control, command, coordination, and communication, which were all evident in the Thai cave rescue that made it successful.
I think they handled it in a very professional manner. You know that the experts are the ones in control. Because in our experience in the Philippine setting, typically pag sinabing ang may epal, diba? Typically those are political figures. No? Bawas ang confidence ng tao. No? And of course, the expertise comes into question. So in their case, you know that there were experts who were in charge.
Right.
Experts who had specific roles that they would do. So that the whole incident will be successful, the whole operation would be successful.
All the elements of an incident crime, critical management, is present, you know, especially yung tinatawag nating C4. When you talk about C4 is command, control, coordination, and communication. All these were present during that particular crisis, ano, yung rescue operations na yan. And this is very critical, very critical yan. In most cases, ang nawawala sa atin, like in the Philippines, when we try to address a particular critical incident, is nawawala yung coordination. Kuminsan naman nawawala yung command dahil kung sino-sino na lang ang gustong makisali at makialam sa management ng crisis incident. So these are the things na dapat pag-aralan natin, and let us learn from the lessons in Thailand.
Catch the full interview in the replays of On the Record tonight at 8, Saturday 5:30 p.m. and Sunday 10 a.m. and 6:30 p.m. This is Newsnight, where we go above and beyond the headlines. Coming up, Manny Pacquiao and Lucas Matisse face off outside the ring before they take each other on in 2 days. And the nominees in the 70th Primetime Emmys are out. We got the list. Stay tuned.